And a man sent me a story. He says, Blessing CEO, I can't stop cheating on my wife. I have tried so much, but it's not working. I think cheating is in our DNA. I just find myself with other women. My wife is so beautiful, she's okay, she treats me like a king, but I just find myself cheating. Women should just accept the fact that men are born to cheat. Thank you. First of all, I'm going to say a man who cheats is a confused man. Now, if you heard Owo said, he said Sarah asked her husband to sleep with another woman because she wanted she wanted the woman to conceive, right? There was a consent. When you cheat, there's no consent. You're stealing. You're doing something somebody does not like. If you want to cheat and you feel that what you're doing is good and you want to act like Sarah, go and meet your wife. Let she tell you, oh yeah, go, and then that's not cheating. That's the honest truth. He talked about the Bible and adultery. Now, I always tell a lot of men when they want to quote and they want to, bring all this drama, I say, let's turn the table. Why is it that when women give you DNA that is not your own, you want to faint? It hurts. You see a lot of men come with different baby mama. They don't expect you to take it. Remember that women are the weaker vessels. But they give us more punishment to carry and expect us not to die. So cheating is not in a man's DNA. Why did I say a man who cheats is a confused man? It simply means you are indecisive. You don't know what you want. That's the honest truth. Because if you can identify what you want, you should be able to improve it. And a lot of men who actually cheat because they know that they are married to weak women. Yes, many men cheat because they know that their wife will not go, their girlfriend will not go. There are no consequences, there are no repercussions, nothing is holding them back. First of all, we're in a lawless country where there are no consequences. There are some certain things a lot of men do in this part of the world that is not allowed outside the world. Not like they don't do it, but they are setting guidelines. What is respect? My definition of respect simply means hiding. Yes. If you decide to cheat, the punishment of cheating is hiding. That's respect. You know that thing you're doing is not right. So it's just like growing up as a child. Even as an adult, there are some things your parents, you don't want them to see. If you smoke and if you're a smoker and you're going to the house, you make sure you lick tum-tum before you go. Not because your mom is going to beat you, but that's what is called respect. Because you know she does not like it. So women are even saying, Ogao, even if you decide to do it, can you give us a little bit of respect? So cheating is not in a man's DNA. Neither was a man born with cheating. It's just that a lot of men are not principled. A lot of men cannot take a stand. And like I said, because we're in a lawless country, there are some people that cannot control themselves without an enforced law. We're going to use our law as an example. When you leave these people without LASMA or these police people, you see them park on the road. You might not even get to see where to pass because there's no law abiding. That's human beings for you. So because there's no law in this part of the world, because if we put up consequences to cheating right now, let's just say a man, if you cheat, you pay a woman 1 billion, they will respect yourself. They would not. That's where you know that they know everything they are doing. That's the honest truth. But there are no repercussions. That's why some men feel like, okay, is our right? Or no, a man can control himself. The difference between a cheating man and a faithful man is control, is principle. It's like waking up and saying, I don't want to steal. A lot of people are stealing. I don't want to be a Yahoo boy. A lot of guys are Yahoo boys. It is you that decided that you don't want to do this particular thing. It's just like the 10 commandments in the Bible. You select the ones you don't want, not because you definitely wouldn't do everything. You definitely err because you're human, but you've picked a particular one to say, I don't want to do this one. So it's the same thing as cheating. So I just feel as a man, if you say you love a woman or if you've chosen a wife, you should make it a duty. The same way you want a woman, it's the same way a woman also wants a man. Sometimes a lot of men just feel that when they marry you, that your sexual urge die as a woman. It's a lie. The more a woman begins to give birth, the more she's married. That's when temptation even comes. It is when you propose to a woman, when you marry a woman, that's when she begins to see a better man than you. So how does a woman actually resist this temptation if a man cannot do so? That's the honest truth. So my point is, the gentlemen who are listening should put women to be in their shoes. Like when people come to my office for therapy, I'll just tell them, let's turn this table. You give people what you don't like, and you expect them not to die. It's poison. A lot of married women today or people in a relationship have started dying slowly because of cheating. Cheating is like cancer. It will be killing you slowly. A lot of women have lost their confidence because when you cheat on your spouse, you make them feel like they're not good enough. Even if sometimes your spouses are not the problem, but you subconsciously make them go into their shell and feel like they're not doing enough for you. That's what you make them. They start to feel like, oh, am I ugly? What you see, some women want to change their look, some women want to bleach, some women want to look a certain way. And that's the reason why I said, if you must decide to disrespect, hide, so that you don't affect the next person. The reason why you're hiding is I don't want to hurt the next person. Even our children, there are some things as parents we do we are not proud of. Our children will never get to see it. That is respect. So I always tell a lot of men, even if you decide to cheat, you have to learn that word respect. So cheating is not in a man's DNA. No man was born to cheat. It's just a decision. And to also add, it takes a whole lot to cheat. You don't wake up and slip into a woman's panties. You don't. It starts from a conversation. So it simply means you know what you're doing. You start from conversation. How are you? You want to get to know the person. You already know where you're driving to. It gets into dinner, sexy conversation. You guys get to the hotel. You take off her clothes. No, it's a decision. And decision is something you have thought about, you have meditated about, you have reasoned about, and it's what you want to do. So it's not a mistake so long as you were not raped, you were not drugged, it was something you decided. So you deliberately wanted to hurt somebody you said you love. Because in this process of communication, you can decide to make a U-turn. Don't forget. But you did all that and you continue doing it to hurt somebody you love. So no, I just feel a lot of men need to put their feet to the ground and say, if you say you love people, it comes with sacrifice. This sacrifice, in the society of today, they've made it look as if this sacrifice is just for women. You know, when they're talking about this marriage, endurance, patience, it's as if they are channeling it to women. No. As a woman, sometimes we could get exhausted. It's not like we don't love you. It's like one person doing the whole work all the time, you will get tired. So sometimes some women misbehave and start to act funny or start to sleep around. It's because they're tired. They're tired of talking. They're tired of making the marriage work. It's like going to the river and using basket to fetch water. So at some point, some women are tired because some men are now seeing the cheating like their rights. If you don't want to go now, do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Yeah,
and you're hearing what she's saying.
Yeah, I'm just kind of picking up some points.
Okay, what are the points that you're cooking?
Like, she made, if I would like take her back when she said, in the case of, because I made a point about Sarah and Abraham, she talked about consent. At least Abraham had the consent of the wife. I don't know, just to give her a direct question, are you saying if we men today should like get the consent of your wives if you need more than one woman? Because it's possible you meet women outside and then you decide, okay, let me tell my wife about this, that I'm in love with another woman, and get her consent. Are you saying that does not amount to cheating? Or I don't know.
It doesn't amount to cheating. If you meet your wife and seek consent for her, in this part of the world, polygamy is allowed. It's even more respectful. And that's why, personally, I love the Muslims. Because the annoying part about cheating to women is not the fact you're sleeping with somebody else. It's the fact that you're making me look like a fool. You're telling me I'm the only one in your life. You're telling me I'm your number one. Why there are other people? It's the lies. It's the sneaky. It's not even the sex you're having. It's just those lies. That fact that I thought you were in Port Harcourt and you were actually in Lagos. And all the period we spoke. And I didn't even know that while you were speaking to me, you were in the bathroom and somebody was in the room. You know, that is what messes with our head. But if you're genuine with somebody, I think it's better off if you can, because some men don't even have the guts to tell their wives that, because they don't have a reason for cheating. So do you now see why some men can't even walk up to their wife? Probably there was some, I don't know the part of I don't really know the story of the part of the Bible we quoted, but maybe Sarah had a problem with her woman, she couldn't give birth. That's very understandable. If I cannot give, I can tell I remember she said, go and do it. If you watch some Nigerian film, you bring your friend. That one was strictly consent. It wasn't cheating. Abraham could have gone to be sleeping and bring a baby mama, but he sucked the consent of his wife. English was hard. He sucked the consent of his wife. So I just feel, and that's the respect I'm talking about, for him to actually ask his wife, or they talked about it. That's respect. Yes, now, because if I'm your wife and you tell me I want to get another wife, I'll ask you why. Is there something I'm not doing right? We'll talk about it. You make me understand, because sometimes a lot of women don't even know why their husbands are cheating. I know of a woman that came to my office and said her husband does not even last up to 2 minutes in bed. So sometimes when he sees this is sneaky chat and WhatsApp, people wondering, what is he even doing with these women? Because he can barely even satisfy her. I asked him. She said she doesn't have the guts, because if she asks him, he's quarrel for 1 month, he could just pick up his. We have as much as men and ladies. The difference is that we have more of boys and we have less men, because as a woman, the moment we get to 18, we are grown, we are ripe. But it takes a man a stage to grow up and become responsible and have what it takes to take care of a woman. So there are more men who So it's just a man understanding that, oh, this boy cannot take care of his girlfriend. It's just that selfish nature, because a lot of these men who wants to cheat are cheating with probably younger girls because they know that their boyfriends might not be able to take up some certain responsibility. They know. And so let's use in quote the married men. The married men might not even love this girl. They just want to entice them with those small things, school fees, because their boyfriend at that point. So they are more guys. The only difference is that some men are not grown enough
to take responsibility.
Yeah, to take responsibility. I always say cheating is what you allow. Cheating is what you accept. Just like we're talking about right now, will a man forgive a woman when she cheats? A lot of men will not, because they don't accept it. A lot of women will because they have accepted it. So it's what you accept, it's what you allow, it's what you. A lot of women will call now and say, cheating is bad, but they are in a cheating relationship. They cannot go. So it gives the men that they will always come back knowing that these women will always be there. Society has been able to project women to accept that cheating is part of it. And that's the reason why it's becoming common. The men are beginning to see it like their legal right. And like I said initially, if you must cheat, the punishment is hiding. Your wife is not supposed to know. That is what is called respect, because you know that thing you're doing. I told one man, that respect you have for your children. You're a smoker, right? Yeah, he said yes. He does weed, yes. But his child doesn't know that he does. There's this, even though your child, you don't have sex with your child is just a baby, it's your house, but you respect because you know that thing you're doing is not right. Why can't you give your wife that same respect? That's just all a woman is asking. Give us respect. We are human, because when you keep cheating on your wife, you're teaching her how to cheat. You're teaching her how to play the game, and women are very fast when it comes to game playing. And that's why we cheat and we hardly get caught.
And then you give us DNA. You always bring out the truth, regardless of whatever it is. You come out, whether it's for the women or it's for the men. That's something that I'm proud of you for.
Thank you.
So good looking out to Blessing CEO.
Thank you.
And thank you so much as well to Owo, who tried as much as possible to protect the men, but we have messed up so much. We cannot be protected. Now, this is the truth, though. I say this. A wound is a wound. If you put it on a man, it's going to hurt. If you put it on a woman, it's going to hurt. So no matter the situation of where you are and how you are, that wound is going to hurt both people. If your wife calls you up at 9 p.m. and says, hey babe, you know what, I'm with my friends, I can't make it home until 12, are you gonna deal with that? Husbands can call up their wives and tell them, hey babe, you know what, I cannot make it home until 2 a.m. and the wives will not sleep. They're praying for their husbands to come back home. What kind of husband are you? Are you the husband that makes your friend feel good and makes your wife feel bad? Because you know what? You feel in your mind that you bought her already. So hey, she's subject to whatever ideas that you have in your head. Blessing has come to tell us today that, you know what, it's important for us to understand that we all feel pain, and that pain comes from the same place because we have nerves, and this nerve sends neurons to the brain, and the brain functions the same way. So whatever the idea is, tell yourself the truth. If you're cheating, you're cheating.